Hi there, everyone. So we wanted to make a statement regarding the future of our podcast in light of A24's recent AI research partnership with Google DeepMind, where they'll be taking a $75 million investment from Google to develop AI-powered filmmaking tools. We've decided that we are going to finish out reviewing the 2021 year of A24, then we will pivot to a different podcast idea. This podcast idea will keep the same spirit of the podcast, where we will still review indie/low budget films and or movies that ask deep, interesting questions, but we will change the name of our podcast and theme of it. This doesn't mean that we will never review an A24 film again. It just means that at the end of this year, we will take A24 out of our podcast name, and we will no longer be chronologically reviewing all of their films. The fact is, we do this podcast for zero monetary reward. We've spent lots of hours watching and reviewing A24 films, and then we still have to edit and market the podcast. Tasks that essentially amount to a part-time job. We've been able to find motivation to do this for zero monetary reward because of our deep love of film. And when A24 makes a decision that we believe will put storyboard artists out of work, because this partnership will be, quote, developing applications for AI-generated storyboards, unquote, we no longer want to be a walking billboard for this company. Some may say we're overreacting, but the fact is, Josh Kushner, Jared Kushner's brother, is already on the board of directors of A24, and A24 has been taking mass amounts of venture capital money. For a while, we mistakenly believed this money could be used to help support the up-and-coming filmmakers that A24 likes to showcase, but now we're reading the tea leaves, and we see that this will only further poison the film studio we once loved. We think that this partnership is just the beginning of A24 delving into AI, which is ironically the film studio that distributed Ex Machina. We thought A24 was different and special in the landscape of Hollywood studios, but we now see they're just like every other big Hollywood studio out there. That being said, we're currently in the middle of reviewing the 2021 year of A24, and we want to finish what we started there and support the films and filmmakers from that year that had no say in A24's decision to do this. But at the end of the year, you will see us change the name and brand of our podcast. If that disappoints you, that's okay. We've accounted for that. You can unfollow us. But to keep doing this podcast, we personally don't want to be a walking billboard for A24, and we'd rather support a wider array of films and filmmakers. We're actually pretty excited to broaden our scope of this podcast, and we see it as a natural progression of our love of film and film critique. So thank you for listening, and stay tuned for an announcement about us pivoting our podcast at the end of the year.